Right, we got DJ Legato, a.k.a. Anthony, back in the house.
And you're always that one person that Anthony before DJ Legato. I made that good first impression, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Anthony.
Yeah.
I like Anthony.
And well, this round 2 is going to be a little bit more personal.
Yeah.
You called me, you said, let's get personal. So I figured, all right, round 2, Anthony has to come out.
So this is Anthony today, right?
Okay, we'll do Anthony.
All right.
With Anthony comes Legato, but we're going more Anthony.
All right, so we'll start with Legato.
Okay.
And then we'll go to Anthony.
All right.
Okay, so the last time I saw you, you were with Tony.
Yeah.
And you were like redoing Experiment Rhino and managing that and that whole gig.
Yeah.
And then what happened with that?
Rhino's a great corporation to work for. Tony came to Rhino to do what he does best. And that included me because we had the same vision. And it worked. We had another vice president that came in and had different thoughts on what he wanted to do with Rhino. And, for that reason, we had to switch up, the way he wanted to run things. With LA opening up, Tony went back to LA and opened those clubs up. So this VP came here and, put his touches on things. And I just didn't agree with it. It wasn't the way that I signed up for it. So I was like, let me just exit myself because one thing about me is that I stay true to myself and I don't let money buy me. So when he told me that, hey, you got to switch this up, I'm like, it's not really how I want to do things and how I know, the city wants, I'm a people person. I invest in people, They invested in me. Sorry. They invested in me over the years and there's just one thing about me that I can't let people down. Yeah. And that comes from being a DJ to being a friend to being, just overall person. And the way that other VP came into the picture, it was just very off and I didn't like it. Bad energy. I made it fun. I made it a Legato version of fun and he was trying to take that away from me. And, for example, you got that picture right here with me holding a mic. I'm used to talking to people and engaging and having fun and telling them, hey, do this and spend this money and drink this and let's do a shot. And this guy where Tony was the VP that was like, yeah, talk on the mic, have fun. He was like, I like to do it another way. Don't talk on the mic as much. And obviously he's higher up. I do follow a chain of command. I just didn't feel like it was right. It's not me. So people were coming into Rhino and they were like, Legato, what's up? We could feel the difference. Like, what are you going to do? And from there, I was just like, let me just exit myself out of here. Put my 2 weeks in. We did incredible things in 6 months. And for me being a general manager for the first time in my life, I felt confident with leaving the right way. The way that people knew I ran it, not because I transformed and changed, So it was just one of those situations where
just didn't work out.
Yeah.
But when Tony was there, it was perfect, right?
Oh, man. Tony was there. When I tell you I sat down with a guy and him and I seen eye to eye.
Yeah, I saw that, like, just you two together.
Yeah.
I was like, you guys are going to kill.
Yeah.
And he really... He loved you. You know what I mean? He was like, I picked him. Remember he got the fucking ticker and shit? And he looked all over for you and he found you and he got you. And he was basically, from what I took from it, was he was going to let you, like, here, you're the man, you run it.
Right.
I just back shit.
Right.
So he stayed there 6 months and then he did his job and then he left. New guy comes in, doesn't let you be you.
Right.
You're not happy. Fuck the money.
Right, yeah. I didn't care about the money. And when I signed on, that was one of the first things I told Tony. I was like, I'm not doing this for the money. I can go back to being a DJ full-time, playing 2-hour sets and making the same amount of money. It never was for the money. And, with Tony, we could have a conversation about Rhino and then go have lunch or dinner after. With this guy, him and I couldn't even hang out.
Yeah, you and Tony were like this.
Yeah.
Like when I saw you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just And like he would like, you know, because I text him once in a while, you know, say, hey, how you doing, whatever.
Yeah.
And I knew you had left, but he always talked so highly about you.
Yeah.
He goes, my guy's killing it.
Very good dude.
You know,
very good dude.
Does he, obviously he knows you left?
Yeah.
What'd he say about that?
He begged me to stay.
Yeah.
He's like, you know, try your best to just get along, still be Legato with the changes, but it was just so many things. You know, don't talk on the mic as much. You know, play less genre of this music.
Get the fuck out of here, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And, you know, I've been a DJ before, I've been a GM, so it's like you're taking away from my vision, my vibe. You know, it's like the way that I play music and how I know how to move people, it's like you're taking away from that. And it just
didn't work.
Wasn't a good feeling.
That sucks that Tony left. What was he there, 6 months?
Well, Tony's still with the company.
Oh.
Yeah, he's still doing his thing.
Okay.
I left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, didn't work out.
So then now you're at what the hell?
Aura.
Aura.
Yeah.
Now how'd you get into there?
Crazy story. So, there's an adult expo in Miami, and the guys who opened Aura hear about this young GM who's doing pretty good things in Palm Beach. So I go to this adult expo and I meet them without knowing who they are. We're just all hanging out. They tell me that they have a few clubs in Orlando, whatever. And then we go to an after party after the expo, and I get a table next to them, but we're bugging out. We're having a good time. And it just happens to be that they're opening a club in West Palm Beach. And I was like, damn, like, what are the chances? You know what I mean? So they hear what I did at Rhino, and they're just like, hey, you know, we'll give you an offer. You know, you'll have, you know, the floor to do what you want to do. Obviously, again, chain of command, so it'll be within our parameters, but you can be Legato. I was like, okay. And that was one of the final like stamps on why I put in my 2 weeks, because I was going to give Rhino another chance and try to see if I can get my people to kind of like move with me in the changes, because you're not just talking about the average Joe who's a GM. You're talking about a DJ who's been playing music for people over 10 years. I've literally probably started families because of the way I played.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you take that away from someone? Like, you can say that Rhino is their own name and they have a company to rep and they have that same rep to, you know, to go throughout the years. So does Legato. And I hate to talk about myself in third person because I feel like it.
Yeah, but you've been doing it 10 years, so I think you have the right to, right?
Right.
And you have the popularity. You got a guy, Tony, who opened that place in Vegas. I mean, he opened Dre's or whatever in Vegas. He found you.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck, I think you know, I'm not kissing your ass. I'm just
right.
I think it's okay to talk highly about yourself, being that a guy like Tony picked you out of all people.
Right. Yeah. I mean.
And he knows what the fuck he's doing.
Legato has done so much for Anthony. As you know, you say we're talking about Anthony in this episode, but Legato has done so much for Anthony. And that, what Legato has done for me, is just, you can't change it. And that's just something that I would always, you know, be strong about. And I walked away. So
you hadn't put in your two week notice until you were debating staying.
Right.
Then you meet those guys and then you say, fuck this. This is a stamp. I'm out.
Yeah.
But you did it the right way. At least you put the 2 weeks in and then walk out.
Like I didn't just walk out.
You know, people do that shit all the time.
Yeah, no, I'm not one to burn any bridges, and I'm still cool. You know, with the president, she told me, you know, I can come back if I wanted to.
No, thank you. Right.
But yeah. You
would have been miserable, bro.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't be you. Because that's you. That's you.
Yeah.
On the mic, you know, because I listen to your Instagram things and you'll do clips.
Yeah.
That's you getting the crowd going. And you probably have, like you said, you probably made families, you know, playing the right music.
Yeah.
Saying something, getting two people together. They
right.
go home, they fuck. Boom. There's a kid. They should name it, you know, if it's a boy, they should name it like Diego fucking Anthony.
Something, right? You know, something.
Diego Legato, right?
No, definitely, for sure. No, I mean, you know, I don't like to burn bridges. It just, Wasn't my feeling. People were coming in on my last couple of days there, and they just said, hey, it doesn't feel right. Yeah. It's not you. Like, my own people were saying that. They're like, Legato, what's up? It's different. I'm like, it's not me.
And I'll get off this after this one. But did you try to talk to the guy and be like, look, I know you're ahead of me. I've been here 6 months, with Tony doing my thing.
Yeah.
I'm smashing it. Everybody knows, like, everybody knew you before. Now they really know you.
Yeah.
And, did you ever try to talk to him and say, look, dude, like, are you out of your fucking mind?
I tried to, but like I said, I follow a chain of command. So he is obviously another vice president, and I'm not going to sit here and tell him how to run his location. But what hurts the most is that if you hire someone to do a job and then they do poorly at it and don't raise sales and don't bring numbers in, I can see why you would want to change it. Right. It was the opposite.
Yeah.
And like 6 months of just being over the top, and like their sales, I literally boosted them up over 100%. Like, I doubled their sales.
Yeah.
Right? And we were getting people to come back to Rhino that haven't been there in years.
Because of you.
Everybody was so comfortable and having fun. And yeah, you got those first general manager hiccups that I'm going to have because it's my first time being a general manager, right? But, excuse me, those are things that are going to happen, And there's people that I put in place that, stab me in the back, would tell some of the higher up that I was coming in late, and I'm out here promoting in the street, trying to bring customers and traffic to the location, saying that, and it's just things like that it hurts because you're putting effort in with people that you put on, and guys like Tony that are changing lives overnight. You got a guy who comes in as an outsider and just changes lives overnight. And then I try to, put my people on, and just a couple of them just really disappointed me. And like, forget the GM, forget Legato. As a person, I was hurt. And I'm walking around and I'm feeling the energy of these people that I know are doing certain things, and I'm just like hurt, like bad. These are people that have been in my life helping me as a DJ before I became a GM. And it was just one of those things that, again, it helped me make the decision because money didn't matter at that time.
And plus you spent 6 months building up that club, and then all of a sudden you want to change it?
Yeah.
I mean, that would hurt me too. It was like,
right.
I just busted my ass for 6 months, and now you're going to try to tell me to do A, B, C, D, E?
Yeah.
But whatever. Now you're at a better place.
Right.
And you got freedom now, right?
Yeah. And big shout out to Mike and the whole team at Aura. Again, these guys are outsiders as well. And it's crazy because, it takes an outsider. Nobody in Palm Beach has given me the power to do what I've done for these clubs. So just recently, Myers opens up, right? This is another lounge that I DJ at now. The owner there is originally from Pittsburgh. He offers me the GM spot. I don't take it. Not because I didn't want to, just at that moment, I didn't know where I was at. I give it to a friend of mine. He's the GM there now. So the owner of Myers is an outsider. Tony comes from Vegas, offers me a GM spot at Rhino. Again, an outsider. And now this guy Mike comes from Orlando, outsider. It's like, you really don't know how much hate you have in a local market from where you're from as far as real power until someone obviously outside of that local market can see you and appreciate your value. But all these major positions that are giving me the avenue to not just rely on being a DJ are coming from guys who don't even know me like that. So again, hurt, it's like, not so much hurt, but it's like, I told you so. Or like, why? It's just one of those things where I still shake hands and I still smile, and I thank, all the guys who let me DJ in their clubs, but it's these outsiders that are like, he's bigger than a DJ.
Yeah. What do you actually, like when you're a director of Aura, like what do you actually do?
So I'm the director of entertainment. So now I have the power to really create the energy in the room, whether it's DJs, influencers, come and host, or artists to come and perform depending on the weekend and what kind of, format we're going for that building, but this is something that is really my forte. And Rhino wanted to give me that position. That's the crazy part. They were like, hey, we're bringing in another GM who's going to be the GM of operations. You're going to be the GM of entertainment. But the way that they did it, again, didn't feel genuine.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't hear that there was another GM coming in until I randomly walk in on a Friday night. I didn't get a phone call and say, hey, Legato, we're going to keep you as a GM, but we're going to bring in another GM. No, I walk in on a random Friday night.
And just out of nowhere, boom.
He's sitting right there.
Yeah. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if that's how they want to do things, that's how they want to do things. But
best of luck to them.
Right.
But it's not for you.
Right.
And now you're in a better spot. And you're basically, you call the shots. You know what I mean? You have a chain of command.
Yeah.
But you call the shots with approval.
Right.
Pretty much is what you do.
And as long as it makes sense, it's me.
And obviously it makes sense because in 6 months, what you do with Rhino.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Tony would text me and be like, dude, this guy's amazing.
Yeah.
Tony's a really nice guy.
Yeah. That man has seen me. He's seen Rhino dead at like 1 a.m. I would walk in at 2 a.m. and sales would just skyrocket. And then he would just see like 40, 50 people come in right behind me.
Did he have his ticker?
He didn't need it. He knew already.
That was the funniest thing, man.
I couldn't believe he did that.
He's old school.
Yeah.
But he's a gangster, man.
Yeah.
He's a fucking gangster. That's what he is. And the greatest thing that he said the last time he was in, he was like, I don't do it because of pussy or whatever. He goes, I do it to make people happy.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he's got a big heart, that dude.
Yeah, really good guy.
Well, wish the best of luck for him with whatever. I'm sure he'll keep in touch with you, right?
Oh, yeah, we talk every day.
Awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
Good guy.
So check this out. So the guy who comes and washes the cars, well, yesterday washed the cars at the house.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's at Double D's or whatever it was when he was there.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't Double D's. It was Rachel's? Yeah, Rachel's. It was, what's the other one?
You got Rachel's, you got Monroe's, Aura now.
I think it was Rachel's. It was either Rachel's or Monroe's, right?
Oh, okay.
So he's in there and he's having a drink, right? So he's like shelling, giving a bunch of money to this one bitch. Well, this other bitch is getting jealous that she's not getting money. So she comes and brings him a drink. Puts 20 fucking Xanaxes in his fucking drink. Okay? You might have heard about this. So then he leaves. He's all fucked up. Like, you don't know where he's at. He's trying to drive home.
Yeah.
Runs into a cop car.
Oh.
Out of all things, a cop car, right? So then they take him. He wakes up. They ask him, they say to him, what was the last thing you remember? And he's like, look, I was at the strip club. I was giving this girl money. This girl brought me this drink. And, after that, I don't know what the hell happened, So he does it. And, they try to hit him with reckless driving, DUI. Well, then they send detectives to, I think it was Monroe's.
Monroe.
They send detectives there. And this girl had done it to like 3 or 4 other people.
No.
So he got off. They let him off. They dropped the case, and they arrested her and fucking buried her.
Damn.
And I was like, dude, out of all things, you had to hit a fucking cop car.
Yeah.
But he got out of it. 15, I don't know if he said it was like 15 or 20 fucking Xanax and a shot at the. And this girl was doing this over and over. And they would send the detectives in just to watch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To overlook. And then they see it. They saw it happen 3 or 4 times. Boom.
Wow.
Bitch got fucking cooked.
Wow. That's crazy.
So now, to you.
Yeah.
How is this DJ, and now you're working at a strip club or running a strip club? How does that affect you having any type of relationship?
It's not that bad. Actually, the girl that I'm dating right now, I met at the strip club.
You have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
The girl that I'm dating right now actually worked at the strip club, and she gets it. And I think that's the best thing for me right now because I need somebody like that. But she's a special one, and not for the reason that I met her in the strip club, but because what she sees in me throughout all these situations. So I feel like you meet people at the right time, at the right place for a certain experience, for you to learn something from that person, whether you're with that person as a friendship or a relationship forever or not. I think everything comes with a learning experience. And she saw what I did with Rhino, and she was like, you could be doing this for yourself. Like, people follow you. You have that good energy. And I'm like, we need to work together every day because I need to hear this every day.
Yeah, and then you got to go pop.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So I see someone and I hear someone that is, you know, bigging me up is what I like to say, you know, bigging me up and just inspiring me every day. Like, she just puts it in my head every day. And I just got so inspired, and I'm like, it was like, forget how she looked. She's a gorgeous girl. Just her thought process on what she thinks I should be doing in this industry like this. I was just like, you got to be mine.
Where'd you meet her at? Which one?
Actually, we met at Cheetah. We didn't meet locally here in Palm Beach.
You meet her at Cheetah, because I got to hear about this girlfriend shit. I didn't think you... Okay, so you meet her at Cheetah, right?
Yeah.
And then what? You just start talking to her or whatever, you take her out?
Yeah, I took her out a few times. And we just, it really started real chill. It wasn't like a
hit and quit?
Right. It wasn't like, I think you're attractive, she thinks I'm attractive, let's hook up and see where it goes. It was really like, she's from Palm Beach. She knows a lot of the people that I know, and it's like, how haven't we ran into each other before? So it was a lot of like connecting the dots with us, and I
can't believe it.
Yeah. And she told me one time, this is crazy. She told me one time, she was like, you were DJing at a club and I looked up at you and I always thought you were cute. I just was never in the position to like kind of approach you. And it just so happens years down the road, we meet. She works in the same industry as I do. And she came along with me and at Rhino, killed it with me at Rhino. And then she felt the change. And now she's with me. She's a manager at Aura. But
she's a manager too?
Yeah.
So you're the director or she's the manager?
Yeah, VIP manager, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
You guys better never break up or that's going to be a bitch.
I think the relationship we have, if it didn't work out, I think it'd be really, calm, cool, and collect. Because
it sounds like you guys are like friends first.
Yeah.
And then that led into a relationship.
Yeah.
You think she's the one? Oh, you better be careful because if she watches this, you're dead.
Yeah. No, I haven't met anybody like her before. We've only been together 8 months now, literally around the time that I took over Rhino. But the one, I can't answer that confidently yet. Is she different like anything I've ever been with before? No, definitely different. So could this be the one?
Possibly.
Possibly, yeah.
Now, what's the difference between her and the other ones?
She's used.
I don't want to get you in the fucking doghouse.
No. You said we're going Anthony with this one, right? I look at the light here.
We're definitely at Anthony now. Right?
We are at Anthony right now. I've been with a girl on and off for 10 years, and I've never been inspired to do what I truly love and want to do like I've been with this girl for just in 8 months, and what she's done to my brain and, where she's put me at in my thought process. But it's like she knows what I truly love. She sees where I want to be, as I get older. Obviously, I can't be the young DJ forever, but she sees it. She's like, don't waste this time. Get it going right now. Start building that legacy, where, I have been with someone who, damn, she, at one point, she was like, it's DJing or it's me. I can't handle the late nights.
Oh, boy.
And I'm like, oh.
Is that the one that was on and off for 10 years?
Yeah.
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 So she just can handle the DJing. How do you think she'd handle this?
No, I mean, it's crazy.
That one went over well.
Yeah, I know, right? Running strip clubs and stuff now. Yeah, no, the other one tried to get me to do things that she was into, where this one is like, if you love it and it makes sense, go do it. Don't waste your time, just do it. And that's what makes her different. That's what makes me feel like, she possibly could be the one. And that's where, the sky's the limit.
Sounds to me like she loves you.
Yeah, crazy. And I really, truly believe that she loved me before the relationship. She loved me as a person and the conversations we were having. And just a good girl overall. Really good girl. Hard to come by. People like that in general. So
Yeah, like I was saying, you know, like she loved you, like maybe like as a friendish, you know what I mean? And then as you spend more time together, boom, next thing you know, Anthony's about to get engaged.
That'll be the next move.
You think so?
Yeah. I'm at that point. I mean,
are you?
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 32.
32, yeah.
Yeah. So I've been partying so long, man.
You're just over it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's how I was. I was partying like crazy.
Yeah.
And then about, I don't know, well, after Double D, so maybe 26, maybe 3 years ago, I was just like, this is fucking retarded.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you do your DJ thing and whatever else, so that's different. But going out, it's like, I don't want to deal with the fucking parking. I don't want to deal with all these people around me. You know, I'd rather just go to dinner and watch a movie.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But it took 34 years to get to that point. You know what I mean? So you're early.
Yeah.
So you're early, so I guess you're going to be looking for, I got a guy for a ring for you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
I do marketing for Brilliance Jewelers, so I can get you a ring if you want one.
Okay.
She sees this, she's going to be up your ass.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I'm setting you up.
Yeah, I know. I see that.
Now, did you ever think about quitting DJing?
Yeah, I have.
Really?
In a sense of the girl I was with and trying to make her happy, I was thinking about quitting. And
what the hell did she want you to do? Work at McDonald's?
Actually, she wanted me to do real estate with her.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
I'd kill myself. I've had real estate guys in. I respect them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The huge guy was in the other day. But fuck that.
Yeah.
I can't see you real estate.
No.
I can't do that shit.
And she tried for a long time. And I mean, my mom is like my best friend. I've had conversations with my mom like, Mom, what do you think about me getting into real estate? Back in the day, not now. And she couldn't believe how much I was trying to change for this woman.
Yeah.
Naturally, it just wasn't there. Again, you know, just like with the Rhino situation, I walked away because I just didn't feel comfortable. And we never really got along. And it's like, you don't want to be with someone who's going to like keep you at a level where you don't feel happy and you don't feel like there's growth, right? So it's like, do I do what I love or do I stay with who I love, right? Like it's like...
Right, like you're with the girl for a decade, so it's kind of tough just to like walk out, you know what I mean? But at the same time, you know, what are you going to do? You know, put down the mic and go walk around and, you know, hey, I have a house here. What's your credit score? Let me run it through the fucking, you know, whatever the fuck it is that checks your credit.
Yeah.
And then they say no.
Yep.
Then you have to go back. Fuck that.
Yeah. So on a personal level, I had that feeling of quitting. On a DJ level, there was just times where I wasn't getting booked and I second guessed myself.
When was that?
A couple years ago. I mean, it was also during a part where I was really transitioning like my music format as a DJ. Like everybody knows me, Legato, hip hop. And with the influence of my mom and how she has me listening to like old school music, I was trying to get my followers to appreciate that I was listening to everything. Like I was playing everything. I didn't want to be labeled as just a hip hop DJ, but I also didn't want to be labeled as just that top 40 house guy that can play all the open format stuff. Like I wanted everything.
Moms know.
Yeah. So, you know, I was struggling at one point with like, who's booking me and did it, you know, and this, that, and the third. And I was like, damn, do I still want to be a DJ? Like no one was booking me. And it just got to the point where it's like, yo, create your own parties. And then whoever shows up, you know? And that's where I'm at now. People that I work with now, whether I get booked in Indiana or if I get booked in Brazil again, which I was just with my friend last night. We're going to do another Brazil tour. But
like Brazil?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I did Brazil 2-3 years ago. And I did a week there. And I was going around Brazil DJing at different spots.
How is it there?
You really feel the change when it comes to like the influence of music. Like you play hip hop in Brazil and it's like crazy, but they have their own style of music called funky. And like the girls when they dance to funky is insane. And the Brazilian women, insane.
Be careful.
Nah, that was 3 years ago. That was before this one. But awesome place to DJ in. Awesome place.
Yeah. Now, how long will you be there for when you go back?
Yeah, if I go back, it'll probably be another week. Like I'll do a week worth of gigs.
Now you can do that while you're running Aura?
So that's one of the things that I always sit down, whoever, hires me in the future, that's the first thing that I tell them. I tell them, hey, at the end of the day, I'm a DJ. It's what I love to do. So if we accept this situation, just know there's going to be times where I may go out and DJ here, I may do this, because DJing now for me doesn't become just I play music, whatever. It's like an outlet. Like if I'm feeling a certain way and I'm hurt, it comes out in my music. If I'm happy, it comes out in my music. Not that I play terrible sets, but like the influence of music in what I put in my sets, it's like that's the way that I just express myself now.
So it's like therapy kind of?
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris Brown's therapy to me.
Yeah. I remember last time we spoke, you love Chris Brown.
They fucked him. I don't know why they don't put his shit out.
Yeah.
Like if you go on YouTube, he's got banger after banger after banger after banger after banger. I mean, these motherfuckers out there, he'd kill every one of them.
Yeah.
Like, are they still on his ass about Rihanna? Like, why don't they put his shit out?
No, I think Chris Brown's at that level in his career where, like, even if they don't put it out, it's still going to catch buzz just because it's him.
I mean, it's all over YouTube. You know what I mean? Killer shit.
But you're talking about some of these, like, TikTok rappers and these SoundCloud rappers, they're spending so much money with these marketing sites and these marketing, like, companies that, like, Chris Brown doesn't need an ad on a certain website. Like if a girl is shopping on Fashion Nova and she sees an ad of like a SoundCloud rapper, Chris Brown don't need that. He doesn't need that exposure anymore. Chris Brown says, I'm putting a song out thanks to the power of social media like Instagram. He can do it without these companies. So, I mean, that's why I see like those big guys that you really don't see their names anymore, because now you just have that automatic source. It's like before you had these marketing companies that were all middlemen. Now with the power of the internet, it's like, and social media and Instagram, it's so instant that like, why is Chris Brown's management going to pay for Fashion Nova to run an ad if the million of users, the million of women that are shopping on that site follow him on Instagram anyway? Yeah,
because I mean, like on my playlist, there's probably 60 songs, all bangers that never came out on Apple, never came out anywhere. So you're saying he just says, fuck it, I'm going to put it on YouTube, make my, get 2 million views on each one?
Yeah.
Do you think that's what he's doing? That's how he's playing
the cards?
Of course.
A guy like Chris Brown doesn't need it. Plus, you also got to remember, management and the labels probably, telling him what to put out, telling him what he can do. You know what I mean? So you got those things, too, that restrict artists from doing certain things.
So they're telling him what he can put on the album, and then the shit that they don't like on the album, right? He throws it on YouTube, and then makes money off YouTube with that shit.
Yeah. I mean, with a guy like that, he can, with records that don't get placed on the album, he can put it out on like a mixtape or like little teasers, like you said, on YouTube. And
they're all over YouTube.
Yeah. There's certain stuff that you're gonna never see on an album that they just recorded and it didn't make the cut. So
I don't know how these didn't make the cut, but again, like you said, it's up to the label. Right?
Yeah.
I always wanted to know that. I'm glad I remembered to ask you that, because I thought it was because of the Rihanna shit and him knocking that fucker out when he walked out of court.
Oh, yeah.
Remember he did that?
Yeah.
And remember he was at the Today Show, and they thought that he threw a chair out the window, but he punched the fucking window and broke it.
Yeah.
But the lady was fucking with him. He went there to promote his album, and he's like, and it was like 2 or 3 years after the Rihanna thing, and he was like, I guess he said to him before, like, we've already talked about this Rihanna thing for 3 years.
Yeah.
Don't bring it up.
Yeah.
So they're sitting there together, and he's there promoting his album. What does this bitch do? Have you and Rihanna talked? How are you feeling? Like, how are you? And you could see him getting mad. He's like, I'm here to talk about the album. He's ducking and dodging, and she's just drilling him. Well, once it was over, they thought he fucking broke the window with a chair. He punched the motherfucker. He's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, he was crazy.
Hey, those celebrities, at the end of the day, they're people too. So
yeah.
You gotta.
Who's the biggest one you met? I saw you with Tyson Beckford.
Yeah,
he's tall as fuck, right?
Yeah, he's not.
He's Chris Brown.
He's not as big as like the pictures make him look to be. But I think the biggest. I did a bowling party. I DJ'd at a bowling alley for Drake.
Drake?
Yeah, didn't take a picture with him. He was having too much fun, but it was him and Kevin Hart.
Did he meet him?
No, he was having so much fun he didn't even come by the booth. But
Still.
he literally rented out the alley just for him and his crew, and then Kevin Hart and their crew.
And then how'd you get in there?
So a group that I worked with in Miami called Who's Who, they helped me really, really spread my name in Miami as far as doing a lot of different parties. They were actually doing a party that night at that bowling alley because it's like a bowling alley meets a lounge type of feel. And they were like, hey, can you come in a little early? We need you to play music for someone. I was like, all right, cool. I've been working with them, whatever. They didn't tell me who it was. They were just like, just come play early. I was like, all right, cool. Show up there, start playing music. Hour later, Kevin Hart and Drake show up. I'm like, whoa.
You're like, holy fuck, right?
Yeah. And one of Drake's guys gave me a compliment. They were like, hey, good music. I was like, all right, thanks.
Yeah, he's killing it.
Yeah.
Drake's killing it.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they're actually paying him because that baby fucks everybody.
Yeah.
Baby and Netflix fuck everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So you're doing that. So now, who would you say is the most influential people in your life that got you to the point where you're at? Obviously, your mom.
Yeah.
I can tell.
Yeah. My mom pushed me really. She didn't believe in the whole DJing thing at first, but she was a big influence.
What'd she want you to do?
Well, she wants me to make the right steps and the right decisions, right? But sometimes because she's not out in the street to see how people are moving or how you need to move, she doesn't get why I do certain things that I do. But, as a mother, she's not just thinking as like, hey, make the right business move. She's thinking about you're my son too, right? So you got to take that in consideration. One person that I don't talk about a lot that influenced me heavily is a kid named Nelson. And he, I say kid, we're the same age. This guy named Nelson. And he's actually he was my best friend. They say if you know somebody for 7 years, 9 times out of 10, it's going to last a lifetime. This man invested so much money when I had none that I thought he was going to be my right hand forever, right? So I have the type of people that I like to work with that I have in my circle, I can count on one hand for sure, that I trust, I can call. He was this guy. And at the time that I was living in Orlando, just starting to DJ, he was here in Palm Beach, and he would drive 2.5 hours. When I was really, really grinding and going to school, I was still playing college baseball. I didn't really know if I wanted to be a DJ yet, but I was living in Orlando, so there was a DJ there that was big on parties. Everybody was bigging him up and following him. So I was wanting to be like him. And he was like, here's some DJ equipment. And then I was like, wow, we've known each other, but I didn't know how much he was willing to invest in me. And actions speak louder than words. You got a friend who's willing to drive 2.5 hours to Orlando, drop off some equipment, tell you to practice, drive back to Palm Beach. He was helping me with my mom at the time. My mom just had my sister. He would help me with my mom. He would walk my dogs. And, it's just crazy how we fell off. But I want you to put in perspective that I met this girl 8 months ago who gives me so much influence and inspiration. And then I want you to put that in a male form as a friend, as a personal friend. And that's who that was back then. He didn't care about what anybody said about me. He believed in me. We started doing parties together. We did great things together, and we don't even talk now. It's crazy. The way that I feel about it now, my success and where I'm at, it's like I'm at that point where I can give back to him, but we don't talk, and there's no way to give back to him. So I don't know. I've seen him. We've walked past each other, but I don't like to force things either. So, I wish him the best of luck. And we actually switched roles. So when I was in college, I wanted to be a lawyer.
You wanted to be a lawyer?
Yeah, I wanted to be a lawyer.
You would have been a good lawyer.
Yeah, a lot.
You're smart.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I would have hired you. four fucking times.
Yeah. No, I wanted to be a lawyer. I really like to, delegate, and I like to, get points across and prove certain things. But I wanted to be a lawyer back then. And I became a DJ. And then
lawyer to DJ.
Yeah. And then now I'm growing as this DJ / businessman, and he's in school now to be a lawyer.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah. And, you know, I'm happy for him. You know, that's what I've always wanted to do. So to see him do that and go for that, you know, with the history that we have together, he's a great speaker too. So this is actually the first time I've ever talked about him and I.
We're talking to Anthony now.
Yeah, we're talking to Anthony now. So before anybody else came, it was him, just him and I. And I couldn't tell you how much. I don't even have to tell you. I can show you. This tattoo right here, he has the same exact tattoo. We got the same exact tattoo. This tattoo goes from my chest all the way down to my arm.
Which you can see how jacked Anthony is on his Instagram. You're fucking big, dude.
Yeah. So
you're a big motherfucker.
If you see the tattoo from here and then coming down, he has that same exact tattoo.
Wow, you guys were close.
Yeah.
So, and you said for 8 years?
Yeah, 7, 8 years. Yeah.
So for that 7, 8 years, what he did for you, that's 1 in a million. You know that, right?
Yeah.
What happened that you fell off?
So we were...
Please tell me it's not a girl.
No.
Ah, okay.
No. Actually, it's his brother. I was supposed to DJ a big event that we have here in Palm Beach called Floatopia. And his brother is an inspiring artist. And for some reason, I forgot what happened. But it went from Legato can DJ to Legato can't DJ. And I'm like, why? And, you know...
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Who said that? His brother said that?
Well, I don't know exactly where it came from, but it got to the point where he didn't back me up when I needed him to. But these are also the people, including his brother, my own cousin at the time, which my cousin and I, we hash things out, but he knows that I will forgive but never forget. You got guys that are like, Anthony's using you. You're spending this money to help him with DJ equipment. You know, that's not a good look. All this money you're spending on him, you know. And in my head, the way that I'm thinking, it's like, when I make it, we make it.
Yeah.
So don't think about the money now or what you're doing for me now. Think about what's going to happen in the future if this works. Like, it's like almost like an investment, right? So you're looking for that return. But if you're doing long-term investments, you know that you have to wait. You have to be patient. And he was being influenced by so many people. So many people.
Why?
And I have no idea. But, I mean, if you really want to get into Anthony, it got so personal that, like, a woman that his brother ended up dating was a girl that I was with before. That could have influenced it. You know, she's talking to him. Nelson, don't do this, don't do that. His own brother probably looking at me two-faced like, yeah, cool, you're the DJ, my brother's cool with you, but boom, you're not DJing at Floatopia. Now, my own cousin is telling him the same thing. And he's like, hey, you know, Anthony's not really moving right. It looks like he's using you. Be careful. Don't work with him like that. And it's like you're being influenced by so many people, you know, and it's like even from something like Christmas where like he would buy me a gift and I couldn't buy him a gift. Or if like we were going out, he would buy me a shirt and, I couldn't buy him anything. At that time where I was at in my life, I was grinding so hard to make it that I knew that this was something good was going to come out of it. And he just didn't give it time. And I never wondered why. And it's one of those things that bothers me because like at the end of the day, before anybody else, he was there. So it's like this success that I have right now between being a well-known DJ and now up and coming businessman doesn't feel right. You don't,
because he's not with you, right?
Right.
That sucks.
It's like, it doesn't feel right.
Did you say that he dated a girl that you dated?
No, his brother did.
Oh, his brother did?
Yeah. So she was in on it too. Obviously, we didn't work out. So she's kind of like not on my side. And the brother's talking to him. She's now with his brother. So she's talking to him now. So it's like my own family was in on it. And it's like we're at that age now where if you want to sit down and have a conversation, let's hash everything out.
Yeah.
But the way that they're moving even till this day, it's like you're not getting any younger. Like, this has to happen. Like, if him and I were to ever, and I mean, when we did things together, it was a powerhouse. Like, this guy was so smart. You think that I'm smart. This guy is so smart and intelligent that like when we moved together, we just made noise in the city. Like older people that were doing parties at the time, having to work with these 2 young 20-year-olds because we just knew we could pull for them. We knew we were influencing people to come party with us, and we had friends, and you know, we had followings. And he's no big personality, but his energy is so, you know, gravitating, and it's just like people just naturally follow him. The kid was a natural born, like, I don't want to say promoter because that's kind of a young word to use maybe for like, us right now, like but he deserves to
charisma.
He deserves to, like, he would be if he didn't want to be a lawyer, I can see him really, really big in the hospitality business, like running a really nice hotel, running a really nice like club in Vegas. Like he just has that energy to him, that movement to him. And to not have that person who believed in me since day one, it just, all this success is cool and I'm smiling and I'm having fun, but it's like at the end of the day, it's like we should have shared it.
You're not whole.
Right.
So did you ever try to call him? And I know you said you don't want to push.
Right.
But from what you're telling me now, you're not going to be whole until you hash this out with him. So what? He's going to be an asshole and say whatever, but you're a good talker.
Right. No, we ran into each other.
But I mean, like sit down and have dinner or sit down, and, you know, at the beach or just a quiet spot.
Yeah.
And just be like, okay, look, I don't know what the fuck happened.
Right.
You know, well, you do know what happened. People got in his head.
Right.
Is what happened.
Yeah.
Which usually happens all the time, but it's kind of fucked up that because you guys are so close that, but I guess if enough people get in your fucking head, I mean,
it works.
If you don't have a strong mind,
right?
Like me, nobody can get in my head. Yeah. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
You know, you can say whatever you want. I'm gonna think what I want and do it. Like you can't change my mind.
Yeah.
You know, but other people, you know, they can get they're influenced by what people have to say. But and the funny thing is, like with your boy, is that these people don't give a fuck about him. Mm. You think if he's on the side of the road, they're gonna go fuck. You know, they don't give a fuck. But you would have.
Yeah.
But he's too worried about, you know, the girl, the brother, this, everybody coming at him, and you weren't using them.
Right.
You know, I mean, I know you.
Right.
And you're just not cut like that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not the perfect. No one's perfect.
Hell.
But my intentions for what he was doing for me at the time wasn't to bleed him dry. You know what I mean? And to, you know, again, to have people that are close to you. You're talking about family, his brother. It's just so bad that, like, yeah, I mean, he's always going to be that guy that was that day one, you know? But, I mean, I also have, you know, other guys that were a part of that same time, you know? I have a friend of mine named John who he's been with me for a while, too. I mean, this guy would drive with me to Orlando. Another guy who would drive with me to Orlando. He would pick me up. Well, I had the car at the time, so he would come to Orlando, come hang out with me. Then after I was done with baseball practice, class, and all that, we would drive to Palm Beach on like a Wednesday night, come DJ at my first gig, then drive back so I can go back to class on Thursday. And man, there was nights where I was driving back to Orlando and I was dozing off, and I asked him one time, just joking around, I'm like, what happens if we just crash? He's like, then I guess we just crash. He's like, but I'm here for the ride. He's like, that's what boys do. And like I said, I got that handful of friends that been there for years, you know. One of my boys, his real name's Aaron, but people call him Future. Another one, 10 years plus with me, you know. And it's crazy because each one has kind of played their own role. So like Nelson was that day one. John was that day one, but kind of came and believed in me a little after Nelson. And then Future comes in and, you know, he's also a day one in that time, but a little bit after both of them. So he sees a little success and has that vision of like where it would go, you know? And I just have people that did stuff for me and worked with me and believed in me, and to the point now where it's like I have no problem going broke for these people if I needed to, you know? John made me his godfather, his son, you know, so now
Congratulations.
Thank you. So now I have the responsibility of him. a friend of mine who's been with me a lot through emotional stress when I was going through, personal times with DJing. Do I become a DJ? Do I do this? Do I stay that? His name is DJ Mate. He made me the godfather of his 2 twins. So
now you got twins.
Yeah. So I don't have any kids, but I have 3 kids. And let me tell you, the girl that I'm dating right now, she has kids. So I don't have any kids. But
how many kids does she have?
3.
Does she want another one?
She's very confident to have another one with me. But again, when you have a person that's keeping you so up afloat and inspiring you to be the best version of you, it's like you say, is she the one? And it's like, this is the one that I would consider having that kid with. This is the one that I would consider just forget it. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
She has that mentality. Let's do it. You can always make the money back. You can always get it back.
Like the fuck it attitude.
Right.
Like, fuck it, let's just do it.
If we're going to ride together. If we fail, we're going to fail together. Yeah. So it's like, I don't have any kids, but brother, I got 6 kids, right?
You're responsible for.
I got 7, really. I treat my sister like my daughter. I raised her.
Yeah. So where do you see yourself in 3 years?
I would say 3 years. Still being a DJ, but I want to be more influent. I want to influence, like, I want to be able to have that influence outside of being a DJ. So I don't want people to be like, oh, Legato comes into the club, boom, he's hot from 1 to 3 in the morning, boom, that's it. No more Legato, that's it. My hype is gone for the night. I want to be that person where at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, someone's like, what is Legato doing? What kind of decisions is he making? What is he doing next? Can I call him for this advice? And I'm starting to get it now. Like, my friends see what I'm doing with this whole management thing now and directing certain venues now. And they see that, like, I know what I'm talking about. So now they're calling me, some of these young boys, and they're calling me and they're like, hey, what do you think about this? Hey, do you want to do this together? And they're reaching out and they see the value. You know what I mean? But with this management, with managing Rhino and being the director of Aura, and we just kicked off our friends and family invite last night, which did really well. What that's starting to do now, it's starting to gain the attention of the older businessmen that now can see Anthony and be like, okay, so outside of being a DJ, this kid really has what it takes. So 3 years, I definitely want to start my own legacy, my own club, my own bar, something.
I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna ask you, do you think you'll at some point open your own joint? And
I think that's where it's going. I've seen enough people follow me now and trust me with, how they go out and just my vibe, that I think it's gonna get to the point where it's time to build something for myself.
Like, do you think you'll open up like get a building and like it's Legato's? Like, do you think something like that, or do you think you'll just be like at the top of the food chain, but somebody else owns it?
No, it will be my spot, 100%.
I think you will too.
100%. And I don't like to, bite off more than I can chew, so I'd probably start really small, and then work my way up.
Yeah. There's this guy, I can never remember his name. I used to watch him all the time on YouTube. He's fucking crazy. What the fuck is his name? Well, it doesn't matter. He's nuts. He's an older guy, and he has a castle in fucking somewhere. He's got a castle. They call him the $1 billion man, right? And when he was coming up, making money and, making deals all the time, he would go to the Rolls-Royce dealership once a week. He didn't have money, but he would go in there every week, look at it, sit in it, fuck with the guy and act like, next month I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
And then he would go to like the Bentley dealership, like all these high-end shit. And he did that to keep himself motivated. Like, one day I'm going to get that. So, and he would do this constantly with shit like that. And next thing you know, the guy's got a fucking castle. And he's getting like 100 he does this like he invites like 16 people. And he, everybody wants to go see this guy because he takes guys. Let's just say you, right? You're making whatever. It doesn't matter. You go see him, and he like lays out a format, and he takes 16 people, and he's up your ass for 2 years up your motherfucking ass, and he's like a fuck this, fuck that, you know. He's like just crazy.
Yeah.
But he's up your ass, but he builds you to be successful. And just about everybody that went to one of his little things has been successful. That he was the $1 million man. Now he's the $1 billion man. Wow. Because not that he has $1 billion, it's that the kids that he has brought in collectively have accumulated $1 billion. You know, I wish I could remember his fucking name. I'll text it to you. He's crazy though. And he yells and screams but you know, you got to be a man, you know, because in the business world, as you know, you're going to deal with a lot of shit.
Oh yeah. And you got to learn how to not make it so personal when it comes to business. And that's what happened to me. Rhino showed me a lot of, you know, business and personal. You know, I mentioned Nelson.
You got to call him. You got to, because look, you got your girl.
Yeah.
You're going to have a kid with her. You're going to get married to her.
Yeah.
But you're still not, you know, you got the director job. You're going to end up having your own club at some point.
Yeah.
But you're not going to be whole. Believe me, because I lost a friend too. He got whacked. You know. And believe me, you won't be whole.
Yeah.
Until you make up with him. And like you said, I know you don't want to push. And I know how you are. You're very laid back.
Yeah.
But this is one time you might want to consider pushing.
Yeah.
And you know, maybe act like a psycho bitch. You know, fuck it. You know what I mean? You're so big and jacked.
Yeah. No, if it happens naturally, it happens naturally.
Oh, get the fuck out of it with this naturally shit.
Yeah, genuine, man.
Listen, genuine's great.
Yeah.
But in this situation,
someone got to put their foot down.
Someone with this Nelson, right? Look, I could tell by the way you talk about him.
Yeah.
And I could tell by your body language. Like, we're both not idiots. You're hurt. Bad, right? So now, you got to just, you know, put the fucking Anthony, bullshit away and just fucking call the guy. Even if you got to call him 100 times, call him. Text him 100 times. Just, you know, like a crazy bitch. You know, and eventually he'll reply.
Yeah.
And then eventually, because you're a good talker.
Yeah.
Right? You work them. You work them like you do in business. You work them. Listen, it will be worth it. You'll thank me to do this. You work his ass to death. And you don't give up. Right? Right here. In Italian, it says never give up.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, you don't give up. That means if you got to call every day, you fucking call every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's psycho. It's crazy. But I'm telling you, we
did run into each other one time, and I gave him a piece of my mind. That was the only time we spoke. Only time.
What kind of peace of mind did you give him?
I just said, hey, man, like, listen, at the end of the day, you know what was real and what was fake. Because he was out with friends. It was a very, like, straight to the point. We bump into each other. I'm like, hey, hold on, stop. We got to talk right now. I'm like, hey, you know what was real. I don't want you to have this outlook on, you know, what happened. Boom. It is what it is. Like, we need to fix it. If not, then at least I had this convo with you. And if you don't feel that way, then boom, it is what it is. And again, he's been doing his own thing. And this is the reason why I was telling you, like, I've tried, like, that bumping into him to try to make him realize.
Anthony, you bumped into him at a club with friends.
Like,
and you told him.
But if two people are gonna have to hash stuff out, it's not gonna be because I'm forcing you to hash it out. If you don't want to be my boy again, at least you know the truth that I wasn't using you. I'm not gonna sit here and say money's the answer. Here's the money you invested in me back in the day. Boom, don't ever talk to me again. It's more like I approach you, I give you a piece of my mind, you come to me as a man and you give me a piece of your mind. Maybe there's certain things that I didn't see in his perspective that I should have been told, and because he was hearing it or I was hearing it from the other people that were feeding it to him, he should have came to me and told me, but it didn't happen like that. And that's why, you know, again, something as simple as business and personal, it's like we were doing those events and it just so happened that, like, that Flowtopia event was kind of ran through, you know, his brother and my cousin, and maybe they didn't want me to DJ. I don't know, but let it fly. Same way that, like I tell you, like with the whole Rhino thing, I mean, another good friend of mine who's been with me since day one, you know, Francisco, This guy would drive for me all the time, literally would drive for me. I would get booked. I would be asleep because I had 2-3 clubs in one night. I would have to sleep in between the clubs. And, you know, he would drive for me. And, you know, we went through some stuff through that. Rhino caused us to like question our friendship and not do well with each other. You know, it's like I put all these personal friends in great business positions because because I don't want to lose them from being around. And then I don't want that rep that Legato doesn't put his people on. Anthony doesn't put his people on. But every time I try to do it, I regret it because then it's like I'm letting them enter to another aspect in my life that if we don't get along in that aspect in my life, then we don't get along in the personal aspect of life. And that's the problem that I had with Rhino, is that I kind of put I put too many people that were personal in my life in a position to be in the business aspect of my life. And then that messed up the personal aspect. So, I mean, these are learning curves. I never knew what it was like to have a support system outside of the people that were only supporting Legato, right? So when Anthony was a GM, I didn't look for the guy who had the best resume that I didn't know I didn't know from a hole in the wall. I hired my boy that I trusted.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, like, the situation ended with Rhino, and a lot of it had to do with the way that he was handling things. So it's like, if I just keep him out of that situation, you know, we're still friends today. But because I involve him in another aspect of my life, and then he doesn't see, you know, it's like messed up. Rhino, for me, messed up a lot of friendships.
Well, you know what they say, don't mix business with friendship.
Yep.
But I'm not one to talk because I have like a big heart.
Yeah,
like
me too.
Too big a heart.
Me too.
So, you know, I'll meet somebody and I'll help them out, you know, and pay them good or, you know, involve them in shit,
yeah.
You know, eat with them, whatever. And then over time, kind of like what happened with Nelson, somebody gets in their ear. Like, why does Tommy have this, but you have this?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, but I built this, not you. I brought you in.
Yeah.
And then it just ruins shit after a while.
Yeah.
You know, but it takes time.
Yeah.
You know, it takes.
Yeah.
On average, it's about 3 years. You know, and then the envy starts, and I lost a lot of friends over that.
Yeah.
Lost a lot of money stolen from me. You know, and I do it again. You know, and I kept doing because you want to help people because it's like I've been there. You know, I've been there where I was fucking broke as shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had to ride my bike in the rain. You
mm-hmm.
know, so when I see somebody who's, you know, fucked up and, you know, having a real tough time, you know, I try to help them. But every single time, it just goes bad. Unless the only time it hasn't gone bad is when I worked with somebody that already had themselves, like if we were friends, like they were already established,
mm-hmm.
right? Like Rob, he's got his like drone thing.
Yeah.
Right. So he's got his own money. He's got his own shit going on. He just does this for fun and to help me out, you know? So I think him and I will be friends for probably forever because that's not there. But see, what I usually do is I help somebody that is in need.
Yeah.
And then the next thing I know, I get fucked.
Yeah.
I mean, I could sit here we would be here for 2 hours if I went through and told you every person that fucked me.
Yeah.
You know, and you bring them in, you know, before like one of my old friends, I'd say, look, you know, I need someone to help me to run the board. You know, Rob can't be here all the time. You know, she can't be here all the time. You know, I'll pay you, you know, to come in, sit here and hit buttons and meet people.
Yeah.
And I would call and I taught him how to do it. And I call and be like, hey, you know, can you come in tomorrow at 6? I'm cooking a crock pot. Crock pot. Now, you just asked me 2 days ago if you could borrow $50.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to pay you more than $50 to hit buttons.
Mm-hmm.
And you're worried about a fucking crock pot?
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, just stupid shit like that. So then you help people. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
You know, and they're very far and few between.
Yeah. A lot of people take kindness for a weakness.
But back to Nelson. You got to sit down with him one-on-one because although he didn't... See, this is where I disagree with you, right? Because although when you passed him and you gave him peace of mind, it's a little bit different because it's not like he just, you know, walked out of your life. there was people that influenced them. So they're probably still influencing him.
Yeah.
So you can't just expect to walk by him and give him a piece and then him, say, okay, Anthony, let's go talk somewhere or whatever, because it's a different situation. You know what I mean? So with him, you got to remember that all these people are in his ear. So one little piece of mine ain't going to do shit.
Right.
Like, you really got to sit down when nobody's around. It's just you and him. And, that's just my suggestion.
Yeah.
Because I think if you can get that back, I think you'll be happy as a fucking, what's the line? Happy as a pig,
I don't know.
Pig on shit or something?
Oh, I never heard that one. You got me on that one.
shit on pig or something?
You got me on that one.
Yeah.
Nah, but it would be a good thing for him and I to just kind of settle.
You should, man.
And just really get everything out. Because
I know you're not going to do it, but
he literally was a part of that day one.
You won't.
Before anybody. I mean, I've seen him. We both live in Palm Beach. I've seen him here and there. We kind of give each other the little.
I'm talking about sit down, like call. You're not going to do it. I'm wasting my breath.
I don't like to chase. I don't like to chase.
I know, but this is the one time you might want to.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I seen him give him a piece of my mind.
So, in the last 32 years, what would you say was the worst thing that ever happened to you? Like where you were really fucking hurt, other than, Nelson, like where you were really, like you were really upset.
I think it was the decision between, staying a DJ or, staying in love. And I don't know if I truly know the real definition of love yet. Because I feel like when you're truly in love with someone, I mean, you can have feelings for someone and say, I love you. But there's those times in life where, damn, I'm in love with that person, And it was, I was really hurt when it was like, you're either going to be Legato or you can be with me. And not because I just dwell on, what a woman makes me feel like, or, it's just like you got that person that's making you pick one or the other. It's like, why can't we just combine the two and be happy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I'm not perfect. I have, in that entire situation with my ex, I hurt her, there's, and a lot of men are afraid to admit that. Like, a lot of things that women do are based on the way they were hurt by either a man from the past or what you've done to them, and I did hurt the girl, I caused her to be a little insecure. I caused her to, second guess what I was doing when I was out DJing, when really I was only out DJing, I caused that from the actions I had in my past. But it's like that feeling of like picking what I love to do or who I love. It's like, why would you put someone through that?
That was the most hurtful time in your life?
I mean, as far as like, I wanted to be happy in both realms, personal and what I was happy doing as, as my forte or whatever, making money, DJing. And someone was like telling me I had to choose between one or the other. And it was just one of those times in my life where like, I was questioning everything.
Were you depressed?
Yeah. I mean, I don't suffer from depression, but like...
due to the situation.
Yeah, I was definitely in a bad time. Definitely in a bad time. The only time I've ever felt like that recently was when I moved to LA. I moved to LA
I didn't even know you moved to LA.
For 8 months,
really?
Pre-COVID.
Shithole.
And
right now.
Yeah, well... I wanted to go, long story short, I wanted to go to LA because you hear all the talks about, oh, I moved to LA and I make it,
All the Hollywood shit.
Yeah. So I was like, damn, well, I have a few connects, boom. Let me see if I can go to LA and make it, play at all the big clubs, meet people, kind of, build some stardom or whatever. And COVID hits. All the clubs shut down.
Yeah, they got the worst mayor out there.
I was literally DJing at all the clubs when I first got there. I was getting booked by promoters. I was doing Spanish clubs, hip-hop clubs, after-hours clubs. I was doing everything. I was so excited to be in LA. And then, boom, COVID hit, shuts everything down. So now I'm in an apartment, paying rent, not making money. obviously I saved money for the move, you know, with all the money I was making here, DJing and doing extra gigs, stuff like that. And I reached such a really, more than the time with my ex, I reached a really depressed time. And I mean depressed, like I was calling escorts to keep me company.
Yeah.
It was that bad. And I've never really had this conversation with anybody, but I was trying so hard to like build my name in a new city, and I hate to give up. But it was like COVID forced me to like, it just gave me that, all right, you're going to make the right decision to save as much money as you can, or you're going to spend all your money, go broke, and just make it if you can make it. Thank God I made the decision that I made, because COVID lasted so long that like I would have dried myself out. But I was watching my friends. Florida was, you know, opening up earlier than before anybody.
Yeah.
You know, people were going out again, eating at restaurants, going to bars, hanging out. So I'm seeing all my friends hang out, and it's like, yeah, I'm calling them and I'm like, hey, what are you doing? Hey, stay on the phone with me. But at the end of the day, they're going to get off because they're like, oh, we're getting ready to walk into this club. We're getting ready to walk into this bar. And then I'm just on Instagram and I'm watching everybody out and being social again. And, you know, I moved out there by myself. So I would go to these bars and I would be that person to just walk up to strangers, introduce myself, you know, try to create, you know, some type of conversation so that things were social. And I felt like I needed to be there. You know, I would take, you know, 2.5 hour drives, 3 hour drives to different parts of Cali just so I can say I've been there and just experience it. But I was alone and I didn't want to go back home. And the last time that I felt like that was when I started DJing in Orlando. I told my mom I saw myself creating such a buzz for myself as a DJ that I was even sleeping in the VIP section of a club for this guy who believed in me. His name was Bruce. He owned an ultra club that was a club/restaurant. And at a time where I didn't want to come back home because I didn't want to give up on this try of being a DJ, he was like, all right, well, you know, boom, you know, sleep at my club. You don't have a place to stay at right now. Boom, sleep at my club. I wasn't making the money. I wasn't staying in school. You know, my mom was helping me as much as she could. You know what I mean? But obviously it wasn't enough. So that was the last time I felt like that. And I had that feeling again in LA. And it was like very, very like, don't give up, Anthony. And like, I was looking up janitor jobs to just try to make a buck because I didn't want to give up on the DJing, and I would do whatever. Like if I were to apply for a janitor job here in Florida and Palm Beach, I would be afraid of who's going to see me as a janitor. But I took into consideration that I was in Cali. Nobody knew who I was.
Right.
So I didn't give a shit if I was a janitor. I just wanted to pay rent so I can stay there and be the best DJ I can be.
Hoping that the COVID just passes.
Right.
And then you get to talk to people.
Right.
You know, being alone sucks.
Yeah. So
I know that feeling.
True story though. I kid you not. This is no bullshit. I was on an escorting site. I paid for a girl to come to my place, and literally I paid her to sit down and talk to me. She could not believe it.
I've done that too.
She was like, "Are we gonna go out? Like, this is what you're paying me for, to go out and let's eat." I was like, if you can just sit down and just, you know,
watch a movie.
Yeah. Just let's watch a movie and tell me what you thought about the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't want to fuck. I don't want
nothing. Nah.
Yeah.
No.
I know that lonely feeling, man. I know.
I still am. My friend Future, he got me into gaming, into Xbox and stuff like that. Okay. Alex Gregory is another one of my day ones. He got me into Xbox.
He was in here.
So I was in LA, no lie. All I was doing, I was waking up, I would eat breakfast, jump on Call of Duty. All my friends would go out, I would wait for them. I would wait for them to jump back on Call of Duty, to the point where Alex was like, "You're paying $2,800 to play Call of Duty in LA."
Good point, Alex.
I'm like, yeah, you're right. Not making any money.
Yeah.
I'm paying $2,800 to live and play Call of Duty. And I'm just like, you know, again, one of those recent times where I was like, damn, is DJing like really what I want to do? Like, COVID hit, and it's like I depend on venues to be open to make money. And I think that's what COVID did for a lot of people. It's like God forbid everything gets taken away from you. How are you going to live? It was like that real statement for everybody. Like, yeah, people say they lost jobs and stuff like that, but it was like that real, like, if you're working at a grocery store 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, if COVID just hit and took all that away, could you buy a shovel and say, all right, I'm going to do gardening now. Yeah. I'm going to cut grass. Like, where are you going to tap in where society says it's never going to go away, but you can make money doing it, so do it? That's what COVID did for everybody, in my opinion.
I agree with you.
And it's just like, man, I wanted to stay in LA really bad. I wanted to stay in LA, and I was meeting people, random people.
Like, you were getting there.
Oh, man. I was in the gym one day, and a guy comes up to me. He's like, you have a really good look to you. You ever thought about doing extra work? And I'm like, I never wanted to be an actor. He's like, but you can make extra money doing it. I'm like, yeah, I would consider it. Why? He's like,
I would have been badass.
He's like, I'm a producer with Netflix. And like where my head was at the time, I was trying to be a DJ, so I wasn't like, yeah, let me get your card. Yeah, let me be an actor, or let me do some extra work. So I really didn't follow up with him, but it's like, those are the type of people you meet in LA. It's like, you never know who you meet in these big cities. But then again, it's like, again, I was just so depressed that hype and, that anticipation of possibly meeting the right person who can get my stardom up, it wasn't enough for me to come back home.
Well, it sounds like prior to COVID, you were getting there. Like
yeah.
You were
No.
You were getting there.
Yeah. When I first moved to LA, I was doing everything I needed to do. I was networking with the right people. I was DJing at the right spots. I was proving myself. Boom. It would have been golden. COVID hit and it took all that away from me, because other than sending you a DM, I can say, Tommy, I can shoot you a DM just like anybody else says, Tommy, hey, let me come on here and do an interview with you, man. You have a great show, da-da-da-da. But you get complimented on that all the time. If I see you in person and say, hey, what are you doing tonight? Come by and, let me grab you a drink and really talk to you and tell you about myself. Then that's when you're like, I'll consider, giving you an interview. Let me bring you on board. Cool. That's the type of person I am. It's like I can only do so much through like social media that like if I meet you in person, I know I can not convince you, because I don't want to use that word. It sounds like conniving almost, but it's like,
you can prove yourself.
I can prove myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fucking hate social media.
Yeah.
Other than for business, I fucking hate it.
Yeah. Nah.
You love it, don't you?
If I wasn't a DJ, I wouldn't be on it.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Me neither. If I wasn't, like my own businesses and I was like working for somebody, which I could never do.
Yeah.
I could do something like you're doing, but I couldn't do like a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
That I did that about one time and lasted a fucking week. No, I did it twice. But the first time I had the lady paid off with, I had a friend who could get The Sopranos, and I would remember he used to burn like movies and shit. So I would have the episodes prior to it being released. So like, season 1 would be done. 6 months later, season 2 is done, but it's not coming out for another 6 months. But I had all the episodes.
Oh, you had them already.
I had them already. So I'm working at this fucking hospital, and the manager, I shouldn't be saying this, but I'll never see her again anyway. But the manager was really into it.
Yeah.
She was really into it. So I would come in, because, I cannot do 9 to 5. When I was 19, I couldn't do 9 to 5.
Yeah.
So I would go in, and I'd be like, hey, Linda, I got episode 1.
Yeah.
And she'd be like, oh my God. And then I'd be fucking late as hell. I go to lunch. I go to, you're supposed to like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I go to the fucking gym. I go to GNC, buy protein powder, dump it out, put cake mix, cake mix back in it, take it back and get the money back. Wow. Remember you used to be able to do that?
Wow.
That's what I would, what I would do all day. I'd work like 1 hour.
Yeah.
2 hours. And like all the ladies in there, they were all pissed off because I was never there. But then, like, I'd throw them something. I would, like, I had everybody in there just basically paid off.
That's
shit.
funny.
You know what I mean? So, like, I actually had a job for maybe, 9 months. But I was, like, never there.
Yeah.
I'd be on, there was, like, a staircase. I'd be on the phone the whole fucking day. Like, I didn't do one data entry, nothing, And then
9 to 5 wasn't for you, my friend.
No, hell no.
Yeah.
So you're gonna do all that. You're gonna open up your own joint. You're gonna fix this with Nelson, and with your ex. What was the kicker? That I understand she didn't want. She wanted you to be real estate guy, not DJ guy. You wanted to be DJ guy. You were trying to make her happy. But when did it get to the point where, did she leave you or you left her?
No, it was actually...
Or mutual?
Yeah, it was mutual. And I, again, not making this up, one random day, we woke up one morning and she's like, hey, I can't do this anymore. It's either being a DJ or being with me. Like, she envisions, her and her significant other, both daytime, very popular daytime people, 9 to 5 type of people. Not 9 to 5, but creating your own schedule throughout the day, come home to each other at night. And it was the opposite. I'm a nighttime guy. So she was like, I can't do it anymore. And I was like, well, I'm not switching up.
And that was it?
That was it.
That was the kicker.
That was the kicker. Yep. Where this one now, she's like, do what you got to do to build a legacy and be the best version of you. And that's the first time that I've felt that in a woman that I've dated.
When I went down there and I opened the door and I saw you, I saw like a glow. And I'm not fucking with you.
Yeah.
You had like a glow.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know why.
Yeah.
It's fucking broad.
She's she's pushing me to heights that I think I wouldn't have gotten to with anybody else.
Well, you know what? Like a girl like that will make you more successful too.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have somebody to come home to that supports you, and you're gonna have bad days.
Yeah.
And like when I was alone, I got a dog.
Yeah.
And they're cool, but they're not a person.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then I got another dog. And that was cool, but not a person.
Yeah.
Because, you work all day and then you come home and it's like, fuck, I'm watching this movie alone again.
Yep.
I'm watching TV alone again.
Yep.
I'm in bed alone again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like cooking dinner, eating alone again.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to like talk to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It sucks.
Yep.
But
Yep.
But now you have it, man. Look, you're smiling. Look,
yeah.
you motherfucker.
I'm happy with this one, brother. Yeah. And I don't have kids. I have 3 godchildren, right? No kids. And I always told my boys, if you really know me, my mom knows me till this day. I told her, I said, I don't want to date anybody with kids. Like, I don't see myself dating with anybody with kids. And because she's such a good person, it's like for the first time I'm going against my own views because she's so like, she's just worth it to me. To try.
Really happy for her.
She's worth it to try.
You know what? And the kids will give you practice for when you have one.
Right.
You're definitely gonna have
not 1, not 2, 3 kids to have practice with, huh?
You got 3 kids to have practice with.
Yeah.
How many do you think you'll have?
I do want 3 of my own.
You want 3 more? You got 6 kids?
But
Jesus fucking Christ! You better fucking start working more.
No, I've always told my mom this. I want 2 of my own, and then I want to adopt 1.
Oh, that's
yeah. I've always told her that since I was a young boy, and it's just the feeling of like, again, I want to give someone that's not mine that unconditional love.
That's
so cool. Definitely want to adopt 1.
And I know you mean that too.
Yeah, no, it's something I've been wanting to do.
I bet you any money you have girls.
Yeah.
I bet you do.
If I do have girls, I don't want my past to come out of them.
Listen, you have a past. I have a past. All my friends.
Yeah.
All my friends. Fucking. I mean, I could go down. I can go down the list.
Yeah.
Of my friends.
Yeah.
That, were pigs at one time.
Mm-hmm.
You are definitely gonna have a fucking girl. No doubt about it. And then you're gonna have to deal with her dating guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I cannot see.
I'll be ready for it.
You'll be at the gym about 10 pounds bigger with a baseball bat.
I'll be at the gym way more in the little tucked right here.
Yep. That's
it. Yep.
That's it. I bet you. I bet you. Here's my prediction. You ready? I say within the next 6 months you're engaged. I say within the next, I don't know how much you're fucking her. It's none of my business. But how many times a week would you say?
No, it's not even times a week. It's literally
times a day.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's that type of relationship.
Okay.
Yeah.
Within 6 months, she'll be pregnant. Well, she's already got 3, so she's obviously fertile.
Yeah.
Okay. So within 6 months, she'll be pregnant. Then that will push you to, ask her to marry her. Then you'll be engaged. Yeah, 6 months. 6 months, because you're fucking her all day long. I mean. She's fertile, so she's gonna get pregnant. I mean, it's a matter of time. And then when she does get pregnant, you know what the right thing to do is.
Yeah.
You get the ring and you get engaged. So I think in 6 months, you'll be saying, Tommy, I'm having a little one. And then you'll go to the ultrasound and you'll be in there and then you'll find out it's a girl. And you'll say, Tommy, you were right again.
Yeah.
And I would just sit there and say, I told you.
Told you so. Ah, Tommy, you the man.
And then you know what? You could babysit my motherfucking kid. Then you got more.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, mine's one. Yeah.
How's fatherhood?
Interesting. When they're young, it's tough for a guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What the fuck can I do?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not changing diapers.
Yeah.
We've already had that conversation from day one.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's tough. It's tough because it changes everything. You know, you can't watch a movie anymore. You know, you can't, you know, if you want to go to dinner, it's the whole thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's until they're older.
Right.
And when she's older, it'll be cool. But, you know, the first year is rough.
You talk about me having a girl. You have a girl.
I know I have a girl. Why the fuck do you think I'm telling you you're going to have a girl?
You got a girl.
Yeah, I have a girl. Yes.
Mm.
Yeah. And I have the worst temper. Well, I've calmed down since a long time ago.
Yeah.
But my temper is just out of control.
Mm.
And I just hope to God that whoever the fuck she brings in that fucking door better be Italian and better be a fucking good dude because I will scare the fuck out. I'll drag him by his fucking neck.
Oh, man.
No, this is going to be bad.
As long as you know it. As long as you know it.
I know. I think out of the three, I think you're going to have two girls and you'll probably adopt.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
2 girls.
Oh, you're going to have one hell. You're going to have a headache, boy. That's my prediction.
All right. We'll see.
Dom, go to his Instagram because he's got some serious shit on there. All right, so who's that here?
That's actually one of the day ones. That's Future. His real name's Aaron. He's been with me for over 10 years. The crazy part is, in that picture, we've been friends for so long, and in that picture, that's the first time our moms met.
Oh.
So we've been friends all this time, and our moms have never hung out before.
You know, I was thinking, you're so fucking lucky. You don't have, like, you can look good with, like, not hair.
Oh, yeah.
Having hair is a bitch.
Yeah, and in that picture, I can almost, it looks like I'm bald almost. Yeah.
Yeah, you're pretty bald there. You look like Sammy the Bull with a bunch of weight on you.
Yeah.
Look, click on that one. He goes, where he's got the suit on.
Yeah, the suit.
He says, I'm only taking this picture to show off my suit.
Yeah.
Like he says that at the top.
Yeah, that was it.
Really
right
just,
now.
Jesus Christ. Really just posting this for the suit. Fucking.
You just got to be honest with the people,
Yeah,
right?
for real.
Got to be honest.
That's why I picked that picture for the screen.
The picture right there where you see the lasers and stuff, the little purple and blue lights, that's Aura.
Oh, yeah, click on that.
Yep, that's Aura.
Wow. Yeah, that did change.
Yep.
I don't think they had those lights there before.
Nope.
Right? They didn't have those strobe lights.
Nope.
Yeah, there he is.
Yep.
What program is that?
That's Serato.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's the new funhouse right there. That's the new talk of the town.
That's the new talk of the town.
You're coming there one day.
I'll come.
Is he allowed to come?
Yeah.
Ah!
With me.
Ah!
Go scroll down. I like his. No, scroll down. Yeah, he's got some cool shit.
Oh man, that's my baby right there. The rifle.
Oh yeah.
The one with me shooting the gun there. That's my baby right there.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. He's got one with Tyson Beckford.
Oh, man.
There's that one. Keep going down. And then you go down and you see how young, like when you were younger.
Mm.
Is that you right there in the fucking Euro?
Right here? In the beach?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn, you're big.
You're
fucking big as a motherfucker.
I was
I mean, you look big.
My girl was making fun of me. I pulled up.
Which she should.
Pulled up my pants so I can tan my legs. Yeah, that's my grandfather right there. Another support
Let's
system.
see Pops.
That's Pops right there. He's the one that raised me.
He looks like a really nice man.
Yeah, he's the one that raised me. My real father wasn't around, so.
Sorry to hear that.
That's my guy right there, man.
All right, so one last thing to get Anthony. What happened with your father?
Just wasn't around. My mom did tell me who he was. I met him once. and just the worst first time meeting him. He told me, I was, because I'm originally from New York, he told me that he was going to pick me up and take me to go shopping, buy some shoes, go play basketball. And I was at my aunt's apartment all day waiting for him, and he never showed up. And it just stuck with me for life. And I had my mom call him. I was like 8, maybe a little bit older. But I told him how I felt for the first time in my life.
What'd you say?
Whatever curse words I knew at the time.
At 8, right?
Yeah, whatever curse words I knew. But I was just so upset. I spoke to him once, and I was just so upset. And that was it. Never heard from him again. Ironically, I find out that he's a musician.
Really?
He doesn't even know that he has a son that's a well-known DJ. But yeah, back in his time, he made it like on BET or like a music channel network where he was putting out videos and doing stuff with some big names back then. But yeah, he doesn't even know that he has a son in the music industry.
Well, at least you got a little bit of music talent from him, maybe.
Yeah,
right?
Maybe that's about it.
You think you ever tried to reach out to him?
I tried.
And just no go?
He wouldn't answer.
Really?
And it wasn't because I wanted to reach him. It was because he had a son. So I have that half brother. And it's like, I want to meet my brother, you know?
Yeah.
It's like my mom had one by another man. So I have my half sister, but it's like, I have that boy. Like, I grew up never really having that like male, kind of just, you usually have siblings that like pick on each other and do this and have fun. It's like, yeah, my sister's like 12. I can help her raise her, but we really don't get along, like we can't share those things. So I never had that sibling to share something with. But this brother is like, he's up there in age. It's like, let me meet my little brother,
Yeah.
And he just doesn't reach out to the point where he even questioned if I was even his. And I was like,
what?
I was like, I'm a grown man. I'll fly to you and I'll pay for the blood test if you're that not sure. And he didn't even write back.
Oh,
crazy.
Fuck him.
Yeah, that's it.
Fuck him.
That's
well,
it.
When you're at the top and you have your own club and you're rolling, he'll hear.
Oh.
He'll get word.
Mm.
And then maybe he'll want to call. And then you know what you do? Oh, no. Not now, motherfucker.
Nah,
not now, because my name's known all over the fucking, the world. Not the world. The country.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do it.
Yeah.
Anthony, you could do it. I mean, it's going to take time. But you could do it. You could open a joint here, one in L.A.
Right.
A couple different places. And you could do it. And he'll get word.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times, like dads like that, when you make it, now all of a sudden you're his fucking son, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That happened to my friend. My friend, he didn't know his dad. He didn't know anything. Well, he opened up a restaurant. He had like a mom and pop, like Italian restaurant, and it blew up all over Philly. Then it went from Philly to Texas, Cali, Arkansas, a bunch of them. Then all of a sudden, his dad reaches out to him. And he said, fuck you.
Wow. Yep.
And meanwhile, he was trying to, prior to that, because, I knew him for 17 years.
Yeah.
And prior to that, I remember like once a month, he'd try to call, he'd try to email, nothing. And then once, the name got out with the restaurant, then all of a sudden there's an email.
Wow.
I remember we were sitting in the club, and I remember he's like, do you believe this, motherfucker? Now he does it. And as he's saying that, he's got tears down his eyes because, and this was a tough guy. I mean, a tough dude. But he wanted to reply back, but he's like, no, I'm not. You're not coming to me now when I made it. Now I'm your son. Well, I wasn't your son for the last 25 years. You know what I mean? It's just I've seen it. And I'm taught this dude was tough. And when he got that email, I mean, tears were coming down.
Broke him down.
Broke him.
Wow.
Broke him. Never
Crazy.
seen anything like it.
Crazy.
Well, Anthony, thank you for your time. I appreciate you coming in on a Saturday.
Round 2, baby.
There's going to be round 3.
And the little one's going to be right here.
This is round 1, 2. How many have we done?
We've done 3.
This is 3.
Yeah. So round 4.
Round 4 in a month.
Round 4.
Round 4 in a month, and we'll see if you're engaged.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much,
my brother.
man.
Thank you.
Love you.